What's up, squad? It's Coach Drew, back at it, back in the game, and it is in fact time to get after it. Coming out of that morning workout, mostly a pulling session, hitting some weights, getting in the reps and sets, building up, the muscle density, as well as still keeping the skill up. You know I'm about the calisthenics, baby. Got to keep that going as well. And so, I'm a major proponent of mastering your own body weight, mastering movement. Gonna get out here and knock out just a little bit of jump rope as well before doing a fit body workout later, just because, that's the life. I don't hold anybody to my standard, as we talked about last time. You hold yourself to your standard, depending on what it is that you set your mind, heart, and soul to. Be sure you're getting after it, taking massive action. Nevertheless, I believe that for everybody, fitness should have some part of the life, because ultimately fitness is what keeps us moving, baby. It keeps us moving in the direction of the things that we say we want to do. It's not about comparing with the next person, who they are, what they're doing, but simply digging into you, being about that, and simply aiming to be your best self. And so we stayed after it by staying functionally fit as well. And so this morning here, I'm reflecting on thinking about those results, because the reality is I'm doing coaching now. I'm training now here full time. Got a bit of online training going here as well, something that I've set my mind to, along with the live coaching, but I wasn't always doing that. Oh no, I wasn't. At one point it was simply an idea. At one point it was simply a goal, right? And it's not the grandest of things, but like I said, it's one of those things where you have to look at and figure out, where can I make an impact, and where do my natural gifts and interests, particularly tend towards? And then whatever that is, just put your whole heart, mind, and soul of it, make it an industry, be productive of it, and offer that service and gift to others. So mine happened to be fitness and physical fitness and so on and so forth. It's something that I've just been a major part of, since I was young. However, in some other years, I was involved in doing a bit of sales activity. I did some leadership activity with that same company that I was with, after kind of working my way through, getting up to training others. What I mean by training in that sense is instilling in them the skills that I had developed to be successful in that industry, and then being sure that they could be as well, and then looking to aim and manage, teams of people. But there came a point in life where life, in fact, brings its transitions, whether those are self-induced or they simply, boom, knock you in the face and they just simply come your way. I had been thinking, though, in the back of my mind for some time that, I was ready for a bit of change. I was putting a lot into fitness, and I saw fitness as something where I could really invest in people, not just in their body, but in what it would do for their mind, and even perhaps their spirituality and their faith, because the reality is it takes a certain level of belief to get to the next level in this thing that we call being our best self and being fit and being physically active. And so there are things that we can use as a metaphor for some of the grander purposes that we, in fact, have in life. That's just the way that I saw it. That's the way that it was in my mind. I said, I can do that. I can offer that, to people. And it's something that may at first thought seem intangible, but it's tangible as people begin to experience the results and feel the results in their life. All right, so boom, transition happens, start to make a move. I got an idea. But the truth is as I began to pick up from some others, is that I had to fund my own self towards that dream. Yeah, it didn't just land in the lap. I'm talking about something where you're making it full time. I'm talking about something where, you're not only paying the bills, but you're thriving to where you can travel, do the things you need to do, help take care of the family, all the things that go along with the things that life brings, right? Making it full time like that, not just where I'm on a camera and posting a selfie and putting a video up for free, yay for that, but where it's actually bringing sustenance, into my life. That took time. Yeah, it was a transition. There was a level of belief. There was a level of commitment that had to happen even when there was nothing. And so that's why I continue to offer that, because I'm in fact pushing me to those next levels of coaching. I'm not done, but I've reached a certain level, a certain milestone as we talk, so that I can keep elevating that and pushing that forward, as I'm sure you are too. That's what I mean, though. So when we talk about action, we're talking about putting action towards the result that we're getting, towards the result that we want, right? And so here's why we need to distinguish between action for the sake of action and action that goes towards a direction. So we are looking ultimately not just for action, we're looking for execution on our ideas. For too long, people think about something for 5 years, for 10 years, for so on and so forth. They're not willing to do what it takes, right, to actually get after and get there, or perhaps they even start taking action Yep, and I say that, take action, take action, take action. When all else fails, take some sort of action. But then we have to be also become more wise and more efficient in that action. So how do we get from action to execution? That is action, that is thought, action, and then results. I'm gonna give you 3 pointers that are just super practical that you can take, that you can apply to your life, and it has nothing to do with walking in and talking to the CEO and having him lay 100 grand in your hand. That may or may not happen in your life, but I'm not talking about that way. I'm talking about the things that are in fact in your control. Number one, you've got to make a decision. Number one, you've got to make a decision. So many people have floating ideas. They got like 10 to 15 floating ideas in their mind, and they wonder why they can't get anywhere. It's because they have not made a concrete decision. Spell it out. What is it? Make a decision that it's that thing and nothing short of it. It's that thing and nothing short of it. And I know some of us like to put a dollar amount to that thing, but guess what? A dollar amount is not dropping into your hand unless you're just simply gambling in the lottery, right? And even if you're doing something like stocks and crypto and that, you still got to learn the numbers. You still got to learn the game. You still got to learn the market. It's not literally just dropping in there. So if the goal or the result has to do with dollars, well, then you have to think about a product, service, or industry that you were in fact going into to bring that thing to pass. That's just how the world turns. That's just how it works. It's not the fantasy that you simply see in the movie. Right, you got to make the movie, right, by taking the helm, being the director and the producer, and moving forward and getting after it. You trust in the Most High, then you lean upon the Most High as well, and He will give you faith, and He will give you strength, and He will move you forward. I'm not here to go any further and deeper into that, but you got to lay hold of it in your heart and mind, and then go after it and not wait for it simply to drop in your hand. You've got to make a decision, and what to make a decision means, when you study the root word of it, it simply means to cut off. Yeah, it means to cut off any other possibilities. Yes, cut off any other possibilities. Just cut them off. You've heard about an incision. That means to cut in. To decide is to cut off any other option. There is no plan B. It's all plan A. Now, that doesn't mean, now you might make some adjustments. You might make some adjustments along the way. Change. You may need to make adjustments along the way. Maybe you plan to work with a certain company. Maybe you plan to work with a certain person. Maybe you thought a certain funnel or certain tactic was going to work and it in fact didn't. So you have to adjust along the way, but the end result is based on that decision. It's based on that decision. You want to get somewhere, then be like that arrow aiming from the target, or else we're simply like an arrow. We're not looking and it's simply going off the mark. To hit the mark, you got to make a decision for the target. Boom, aim for it, bullseye, let's go. All right, and then we make a decision. So write it out. Write it out. What is it? Not the 15 different ideas that you hope to do, but let's take one powerful thing, 2 tops, but really I suggest you really just grab one for now and be able to write it out, define it, and make a decision for that thing. And don't let people and circumstance, situation come along and change it. And even if you have to know you can't be the one also to keep changing. One time you're doing this, another time you're thinking about that. You have to be all in on something, because it takes time to go from thought to action to execution. And you can't do it unless you are bullseye focused on it. So number one, make a decision. Number 2, you ready for it? Oh yeah, number 2, get ready. B, yeah, B, B-E, that is B. You see, we are in fact human beings, not human doings. We might do, but the do is in order that we may be. You know, one of the first questions I'll ask someone when they're like, yeah, I'm planning on doing this and I'm planning on doing that. Cool, that sounds great. Let me ask you a question. Have you Googled and watched one YouTube video about it? No. Okay, I see. Have you read one book about it? Oh, no, you haven't. Okay, I see. Have you met one mentor, one person who has in fact succeeded in that area, and have you met that person, or at least begin to study from that person? Oh, no, you haven't doing that. Then you know what? You're just playing yourself. You're just playing yourself. You are. If you're not even putting in the effort to be what you say it is that you're going to one day do, you'll never walk in the do. It's just that simple. You must be before you are walking in it. You have to embody that thing. If it's coaching, you must embody being a coach. If it's training, you must embody the training. We're not just talking about it, we're being about it. We must embody. If we're looking for next level results, we need that next level output. That output comes in being, that is embodying the thing that you say you want to do. Number 2, be. Not when the bank account is filling up, that will come, but be now. Be now. We have so much information that's available to us, you know. I remember, as I was sharing with you, you know, earlier, I had to fund the dream. But in my time, and any other time I had, I still had to be the coach. I still had to keep learning from the coaches. You know, I still had to dig into the books. When it wasn't paying me nothing, I had to fund the thing as I was walking in, being the thing. And then I got out and I met the mentors. I met the coaches. I hung out with the Johnny J. Baylifes. Right, I hung out and I got to know the Ken Galarzos of the world in their industry. I reached out even further, somebody who had really helped me to move to the next level, Elliot Holst. I got out, at least met the guy, at least attended one of his strength camps, you know, at least put the human to it and realized that I could walk in those steps too, right? As well as I picked up and gleaned those little capsules of wisdom and understanding and experience that these brothers can give. I got out there and I met the Eric Thomas when I'm like, all right, I want to take it to the next level. I'm not just training the body, but working people with people in the coaching of the life and also speaking it. I need to get out here and meet someone who has in fact not only motivated and inspired, but also provided strategy along the way. My brother Eric Thomas, I had to get out and meet the guy. And I remember when I pulled into that meeting and I was only able to be there, I was able to fly in, do the meeting, fly out the next day. That's just how it rolled. And then interestingly enough, everything shut down from there. We're talking about this, you know, pandemic and what's going on. Everything shut down from there. And little did I know that would be my last chance, at least for a time. So glad I took the action, got out there and met the guy. I remember I didn't have the VIP, but I remember he came out, he walked out the back and he sat right next to me. And you know, he's just a man, you know, like I am. But I was like, man, I just want to shake the guy's hand. I just want to, in my way, just reach out and say thank you. Thank you. And so I met the guy, and then as I, you know, was there, I went through the seminar as well, right? So we have to embody the thing. We got to be it. We got to invest in it. We've got to walk in it. Number 1, make a decision. Number 2, be. Number 3, super practical, man. You got to have a plan. You got to have a plan. This goes back to the making a decision, but the making a decision part is more where you define it, right? You have one line, maybe a couple words that really say what it is. So at least you always have everything that is generally working around that, which comes in confluence with the be part, right? Because you've made a decision. So anything that's outside of that decision that you've made will not embody what it means to be the thing. And people wonder why, you know, I don't spend time drinking and all this stuff. You know, I may do the social thing at times. You know, number 1, my body is a temple, so I keep that in mind. And not saying I've never ingested any alcohol, I have, but the thing is, what I came to realize is the life of drinking and partying doesn't coincide with my decision to be the best coach I can be and stay after it, training year after year, 43, pushing to 50, 55, 60, and just keep pushing, right? I'm not going to be able to do that if I'm also drinking and ingesting alcohol on the weekends. It's just that simple. You go ahead and look back at it. You go ahead and research it. I don't have to convince you. I know what I've experienced in my body and the difference. Make a decision, be, and then create a plan. Yeah, the good old basics, baby. The 1, 2, 3, the ABC. Yeah, make a plan, because here's the thing. To get those results, you will need to have some milestones along the way. Yes. You know, you have the arrow. Boom, get you to that one. Boom, get you to that one. Boom, get you to that one. Those are those big hops, those milestones along the way. But then guess what? You got to make some little decisions throughout the milestone. So that means there has to be a plan to get you to the next milestone, to get you to the next milestone, to get you to the next milestone, to have you walking in that greater result. That result is that outcome that you're looking for. That outcome goes right back to what I asked you to do earlier, and that is you make a decision. And we're not thinking small, we're thinking big. So therefore, that means that there's going to be some miles along the way, some milestones. Don't give up, baby. Keep pushing. But take this in your hand. And as you take this in your hand, be sure that you are, number 1, making a decision. Be sure that you are, number 2, being. That is, embody the thing. And that is number 3. I'm going to go ahead and walk up here. That is number 3. Make a plan. Have a plan. Walk in the plan. Yeah, have a plan, walk in the plan. And as you walk in the plan, you will see yourself being what you said that you're going to be. And then as you are being, you will find yourself doing the things that you said you're going to do. And as you do that, you will feel yourself and find yourself execution mode, baby. That means you're walking in the results based on that decision that you in fact made. Oh yeah, this is Coach Drew. I'm in fact out here, man, and I'm getting after it. Oh yeah, let's go.